there, Rebecca Williams with Leslie King Realty. Today I'm talking to you guys about something I'm extremely passionate about. I tend to get on a soapbox, but there's a good reason for that. It's an extremely important part of a real estate transaction. And so I'm just going to jump right into the subject, and you guys just bear with me. Please feel free to reach out, ask me questions, whatever information that you're curious about. This is a longer form content video, so just know that going in, that every time I try to make this video, it gets longer and longer and longer. And so I want to be able to cover the high points, and then of course we can get into more specifics as we need to, but I want to explain a few things, and this is mainly, I'm talking to buyer clients right now. So after you pick me to be your real estate agent, which is the number one thing you need to do, the second thing you need to do, equally as important, is reach out to a local lender if you are not in a cash position to purchase a property. So a local lender has a vested interest in taking care of you well, so that they, like myself, we work on a referral basis, and the best referrals are past clients that we want to take care of. So a local lender is going to do the best job that they possibly can to help you. And typically you're going to get better communication. You're going to streamline your process to get you from the application process through the closing process. So with all that being said, it is extremely imperative. Most of them have applications online, or they have apps that you can fill out an application to obtain pre-approval / pre-qualification letter before you start shopping for properties. And I'm going to use house as an example just because it's easiest, but I get more often than not, people contact me. That's the first contact that we have, is they're contacting me to say, hey, I want to go look at some properties. And my first question, unfortunately, we always have to get super personal really fast and talk about finances, but it's extremely important because these are financial decisions not to be taken lightly. I have to say, are you in a cash position or do you need a lender? And more often than not, they need a lender and they haven't started the process. And so it's extremely important, and I want you guys to understand from a buyer standpoint, but also from a seller standpoint, that this pre-approval process is a big deal and extremely important, and you honestly really shouldn't be going to look at any properties until you have done that. There's many reasons, so I'm going to hit some of the highlight points for that. Number one, you need to know where your credit stands. Your credit score 100% determines what type of loan you can get, if you can qualify for one, and lets you know what type of loan. And it matters because all of that information actually goes on the physical contract that is submitted when you're trying to purchase a property. A lot of people don't know that. It's actually, we have to know how much your down payment is. We have to know what your loan type is. All of those things actually go in the contract as well. So just for that, to me, that's very valuable information. Number two, you've got to know, I just popped my finger, you've got to know what your max price is. What's your price point? What price point do you need to be searching in? Because if you cannot qualify for a $350,000 home, you have no business going to look at a $350,000 home for many reasons. But the real estate industry in 2021, super hot, seller's market, inventory is low, homes are going over asking with multiple offers on the table more often than not, okay? And way overvalued properties compared to a year ago and 2 years ago and even beyond that. So the reason I'm mentioning that is because if you know what your max is, then the lender and myself can kind of help you see where your mortgage payment would be. Because remember, you may buy a home or a property, but you live in that mortgage payment, and it needs to be comfortable and something that is not adding to the stress of it. Because to be honest, this is a decision that is not made to be made lightly by any means. So when you know what price range you need to be looking in, then we can start setting up showings. Because to be honest, if you are not ready to purchase a property right now, there is not, I don't want to say it's a waste of everyone's time, but it could be a waste of your time to go look at properties. A lot of times people watch what's glamorized on television and HGTV, and they want to go look at pretty houses. And unfortunately, in the age of COVID, we just can't do that. And to be honest, it's somewhat disrespectful to a seller to go look at a property that you may or may not be ready to purchase or make a move on. Now, with all that being said, I've talked to people and they'll say, oh yeah, I'm looking to buy 3 to 6 months from now. And within 2 weeks they're under contract and or we're 30 days over, you know, having a closing. So that happens very frequently. But the reason I mention it is because when you have to think of this from the seller's standpoint when you are a buyer. You are asking a seller to vacate their premises, because more often than not, a property is going to be occupied. Not always, but you're asking a seller to vacate their premises. They're excited about a showing because they're ready to sell. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on the market, right? Then they're going to be cleaning. They may need to remove their pets. They may need to be gathering up children and or having someone help them do those things, which can sometimes be a task. For you as a buyer to walk into their property in the age of COVID, exposing, you know, everyone to what we don't really know still to this day, what might or could happen. So with all of those things in mind, you can't just go look at properties and look at pretty houses. Now, I have no problems if you're pre-qualified or pre-approved and you're ready, but you don't really know what area, what type of property. There is no problem with showing you properties to find out what neighborhoods you like. Another tip is to drive around neighborhoods and see, okay, this is the area we want to be in. This is the area we don't want to be in. Okay, I like this, but I don't like that about this area. Not a bad idea to kind of hone in when you don't really know where to start, and you may not have your pre-approval process done. Go drive around. Take a Sunday afternoon and just go drive around and look to see what you might be interested in. Because again, the market is moving way too quickly to not be ready to go at any moment to purchase a property. I do not want to show you a property that you cannot afford and you can end up getting your heart broken over because you decide this is the one, and then all of a sudden here comes your pre-approval later that you can't qualify for that. Unfortunately, sometimes this will find a blemish on your credit report, and if that happens, then you can work with that local lender. Most of them are going to be more than happy to tell you what you need to do, what process you need to do to work on to build that back up, and so that they can help serve you the best that they can as well. So these are just a few points. I'm not sure if I hit everything. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm sorry the video is so long, but there's a lot of content to cover when you talk about these things. And to me, like I said, it's a soapbox. It's super important. I want you guys to have a good experience. And that is the process, if you're needing to use a lender, of finding the right path to be able to be a property owner. Like I said, whether or not you've purchased before or not, after you pick me, second thing you need to do is get with a local lender right away, especially if you need to finance. If not, even if you have cash, you've got to get with that banking institution that you use for a proof of funds to submit with your offers as well. So think of it from the seller's standpoint. If they receive 10 offers, because right now we are seeing multiple offers, over asking prices, those kind of things, you need to see what your max and what you're able to do, because that affects things. If the seller has a stack of them, because our fiduciary duty as real estate agents is we have to present all of our offers to the sellers. And if they have a stack of 10 and 4 of them are not pre-approved, to be honest with you, they're probably going to be put on the wayside, and they're going to look at the ones that are ready to go. So this is a big deal. It's very important. Reach out, ask me questions. Thank you so much for your time and attention. And I am happy to help you find either a local lender, a home, property, whatever you need. If you're a seller, I'm happy to kind of walk with you on through the process of what that entails on your side too. Thank you so much. Have a great day. And I hope you guys like these videos. And if there's anything in particular that you want to see in the future, please reach out. Let me know. Just ask me a question and hopefully I can answer it. And if not, I'll find out the information and I'll get it back to you. Thanks so much. Bye.